Welcome to my channel. In this video today, I am going to explain about symmetric key cryptography. There are two types of cryptographic techniques. One is symmetric key cryptography, another one is asymmetric key cryptography. About asymmetric key cryptography, I will discuss in next video. So in this video, I am going to explain about what is symmetric key cryptography, how sender and receiver utilizes this particular symmetric key cryptography for sharing the information, right? And there are three more other names for symmetric key cryptography. One is single key because sender and receiver uses the same key for encrypting as well as decrypting. Okay, if sender uses key K1, then receiver must also use key K1 for decrypting the data, right? And another name for this one is secret key, right? Because this key must be known to only sender and receiver only. So only those two participants should know this key. If any other person knows, generally they can also decrypt, right? If sender uses K1 for encrypting the data by using K1, if receiver should also use K1. Suppose if this K1 is known to opponent, then what happens? The opponent can also decrypt because algorithms are public. We know every cryptographic algorithm or every algorithm. If you type on Google, you get all these algorithms related programs, right? So algorithms are public. Everyone knows. Even criminal can also know that particular algorithm. But only we can we can maintain secrecy is that key only, right? So that's why sender and receiver must keep utilize the key in that particular session in secured manner, secrecy, right? So that's why we can also call the symmetric key as secret key, or with another name for secret key cryptography is conventional. So that's why remember these four names for this. One is symmetric key cryptography. Symmetric means same. Single key cryptography because if K1 is used by sender, then same K1 should be used by the receiver. If K is used by the sender, then same key must be used by the receiver, right? So we can also call it as secret key, or we can also call it as conventional key, right? So we can define symmetric key cryptography as in this symmetric key cryptography, both sender and receiver uses the same key for encrypting as well as decrypting the data. So this is called as symmetric key cryptography. Then I'll show you the normal basic architecture or diagram for symmetric key cryptography. After that, I'll show you also crypto system, symmetric key crypto system, right? In basic diagram, generally the aim of using this particular cryptographic scenario is sender conveys or sends sensitive information to receiver, right? So we should show all this as block diagram, right? Let us assume this is message. Okay, na? So this is the message sender wants to share in secure manner. We could also call it as plain text, right? We can also call it as plain text or original message, right? So plain text is original message. You know, I discussed in previous video, right? So this message must be conveyed or transferred to this receiver in secured manner, right? So for sending this particular information in secured manner, generally sender and the receiver uses the secret key, right? Sender and receiver uses secret key. Okay, na? So for that purpose, sender uses encryption algorithm. So here sender uses encryption algorithm EA, and we can call it as E, right? So this is encryption algorithm, and this portion is sender portion, right? Here this is the sender portion. Let us assume suppose sender is A. Sender is A, right? If sender is A, then A originates this message. Let us assume this message name is M, right? Or P, plain text. This message name is M or plain text. Then what sender does with this particular message? So sender, the aim of the sender is to encrypt this particular message by using encryption algorithm, and with the key help only, encryption algorithm converts this particular message into converted form. Okay, na? Converted form. So that particular message is called ciphertext, right? Ciphertext. Then sender uses or sender and receiver uses communication channel, any established or selected communication channel, okay na? Or they may use internet, right? They may use internet for sharing this information. So this message, this ciphertext is transmitted to the receiver, right? Then what is the duty of receiver? Now the receiver has to read that information, right? So receiver must read the information. So then only the receiver knows that yes, this particular message is transmitted or sender wants to convey this particular information. So, but when and only when he immediately after receiving the information, if he conducts reverse operation of encryption, right? Reverse operation of encryption. So you must conduct decryption operation on the received message by using decryption algorithm. Let us name it as D. Decryption algorithm. Let us name it as D, right? So he uses decryption algorithm again. Whatever the key the sender uses, that same key must be used by the receiver. Then only he can successfully decrypt the message, right? He can successfully decrypt the message and he can store or restore the original message M, right? Or C, either original message M or ciphertext, right? Sorry, plain text. Okay, na? You can restore the plain text by using decryption algorithm. Here, both encryption algorithm and decryption algorithms are same, but operation-wise, decryption algorithm is performing reverse than encryption algorithm, right? Both are same, but operation-wise, decryption algorithm is reverse because the sender uses encryption algorithm for converting original message into coded form. This original message is called plain text and the coded form is called ciphertext, right? This is ciphertext. Technically, in the cryptographic scenario, we can call it as ciphertext. In cryptographic scenario, original message is called plain text. Okay, na? Plain text. Now at the receiver end, receiver converts ciphertext into plain text. They may use internet or any other communication channel to send that particular information to receiver, right? So this is the basic model. This is the basic model of this is the basic model of symmetric key cryptography. Symmetric, I write in short form, symmetric key cryptography. This is the figure or diagram which represents basic model. Here sender is there. Here the message originator is sender, right? Message originator is sender and message receiver is, we call it as a receiver. Okay, na? Or B, let us name him as B, right? This is receiver end. Just write the receiver name as B. But in general notations, in textbooks or any other books, any other notations, generally in cryptographic scenario, most of the books, or almost all the books, they are using sender name as Bob and receiver name is Allies. You can write either Bob and Allies or Allies and Bob. And sender is a Bob, receiver is Allies, or sender is Allies, receiver is Bob, whatever the names you can, or simply you can also write those names as sender A, receiver B, right? And here we named encryption algorithm as E and decryption algorithm as D, right? Encryption algorithm as E, the decryption algorithm is D. Then notation wise, we can also write that's a symbol notation for plain text and ciphertext as. So generally we have written ciphertext as in short form as C. We get as a sender this particular message is generated by using encryption algorithm. So in short form, encryption algorithm is represented by E. So this encryption algorithm using two inputs. One is message, another one is key, right? So one is message, another one is key. So message is one input and key K1 is another input, right? So this encryption algorithm is a function or algorithm which takes two inputs, M and K1, means original message plain text and key K1. With the help of key K1, encryption algorithm converts message M, means plain text, into ciphertext C, right? But at the receiver end, receiver responsibility is restoring C, sorry, plain text means M again, right? We must restore M again, not C, M again, right? So he can restore M by using decryption algorithm, right? Decryption algorithm. Then what is the input to decryption algorithm? So whatever the information that is transmitted through channel, that information is ciphertext, right? That information is ciphertext. Again, with the help of key K1, whatever the key that is used by sender, the same key is used by the receiver to decrypt or restore the original message, to decrypt or restore the the original message, right? To decrypt or restore the original message, he is using decryption algorithm, and with the help of key, we can convert ciphertext into plain text, right? We can convert ciphertext into plain text. So ciphertext is represented as C, and with the help of key K1, receiver decrypt the message, and we can restore the original message here. So this is the basic scenario. This is the basic scenario. I didn't involve any opponent here, right? I didn't involve any opponent. Suppose if you talk about crypto system, in the crypto system, I'll draw and I'll show you the diagram for crypto system. In that crypto system, we are going to involve opponent also, and I'm going to explain what is the target or aim of the opponent in this particular scenario, right? In that particular scenario, it's the same diagram, but same diagram I'm going to draw. But in that, I'm also going to show you opponent functionality. So what is the aim of opponent and what is going to do? Okay, now what is the functionality of opponent and what is concentrating on which? Is concentrating on which. Sometimes we may concentrating on the channel ciphertext, because through channel ciphertext is transmitting, because plain text is there at the sender, right? Original message is there at sender. If receiver wants to restore the original message, or you want to know what message the sender and receiver shared, right? Then he is only available with ciphertext, because he is staying on communication channel, right? He is staying on communication channel. Then you know only the ciphertext, right? You know only ciphertext. Then I'll show you symmetric crypto system, symmetric key crypto system, right? So this is the message originator. This is the message originator. Originator for message means sender, right? Message originator. Message originator. He originates means he generates the message M. He generates message M, and he uses encryption algorithm. He uses encryption algorithm. So there is no specific meaning for using this box. Just I am showing differentiation between message, sender block, and algorithm, right? Sender block and algorithm. For that purpose only, I use this block. Or otherwise, you can also draw the same box here, right? Okay, na? So this by using encryption algorithm, same scenario as the previous basic diagram. So encryption algorithm with the help of key K1 or key, he generates ciphertext, right? He generates ciphertext C or C, right? C or ciphertext. You can write completely or you can write either C. Ciphertext, right? So this ciphertext is received by the receiver as the previous diagram only, right? Received by the receiver, and he uses decryption algorithm. He uses decryption algorithm D, and he restores the original message. Yeah, right. He restores the original message. Yeah, that message is received by destination, right? That message is received by the destination. Okay. So suppose if you take if you name original message as plain text C and converted message as ciphertext C, then that ciphertext is received by the receiver and we restore the original message P. So this is the general scenario, right? This is the general scenario. But in this particular scenario, cryptanalyst also there here. Cryptanalyst means opponent, right? Generally, cryptanalysis is used by opponent. Cryptanalyst. Cryptanalyst. And you can also call him as attacker. So generally, cryptanalyst concentrates on two different things or two important things, because ciphertext is flowing through this particular communication channel. His aim is to concentrate on extracting plain text. Some way or other, suppose opponent gets ciphertext C, then he is concentrating on plain text. Why I put key cap means, so he may or may not success, or he may or may not succeed in that particular process, right? So that's why I'm putting key cap. Sometimes he may get original message. In that case, he says that that message is P, or most of the times he may be failed. That's why instead of P, I represented key cap, because he may be failed, right? And he is also concentrating on key, but that key may not be suitable, right? Then I'll tell you when he is going to concentrate on P only, when he is going to concentrate on K only, right? Suppose if the opponent or script analyst wants present communication only, then he is completely concentrating on current plain text, right? Suppose you want to live longer time on communication channel. That is, this is internet, right? You want to live longer time on communication channel, and you want to know whatever the messages that are shared between sender and receiver, because this is sender part, right? And this one is receiver part. Receiver B, this is sender here, right? This part is sender, and this part is receiver, right? Suppose if sender wants to stay longer time on communication channel, and we want to extract all the messages which are shared between sender and receiver, then he is concentrating on key, right? He is concentrating on key. Suppose sender restricted himself or herself to this particular session only, or this particular message only, this particular session or this particular message only, then he is simply concentrating on plain text, right? He is concentrating on plain text. Then he applies his own technology. Sometimes he uses brute force method. Sometimes he may use the available algorithms for analyzing the channel, right? He breaks the channel, he analyzes the channel, and based on technology that is available at opponent or criminal, he uses his own technology for extracting the index or restoring the original one, right? But we cannot say always he is succeeds, because this ciphertext is coded form. This particular message is transformed from plain text with the help of key K1. This key K1 is known to only sender and receiver, right? This key K1 is known to sender and receiver. They used their own secret key and key transmission technology or procedure. They shared these two keys, right? If sender is the originator for generating key K1, you must inform that particular key to receiver in secured manner. Suppose a receiver generated key K1, we must inform that particular K1 to the sender in secured manner. But sometimes sender and receiver are very busy. Notation: sender and receiver are very busy. Then they may use trusted third party. We call him as trusted. That's why we are using the word trusted third party, right? So with the help of trusted third party, they may get the keys. Sometimes what happens is they may rely on third party. The responsibility of third party is generating key K1. You must inform that particular key K1 to both sender and receiver, right? So they use that particular key for that particular entire session. Okay, now. Then regarding cryptanalysis, so generally this is the block diagram of symmetric key crypto system, right? This is the block diagram of symmetric key crypto system. Symmetric key crypto system, because I am also showing analyst here. This is the symmetric key crypto system, right? Because sender is there, receiver is there. Here we are not explicitly mentioning protocols. Generally, the protocols are there in this particular connection communication, and the analyst also there. That's why we are using all the parties involved in this particular communication. That's why we call this particular scenario as symmetric key crypto system. So here, this one is very, very important, because we must know what the cryptanalyst is trying to do. Okay, na? If you want to live longer time, he is concentrating on key. If you want to only present information, then he is concentrating on plain text extraction procedure, and he uses his own technology or method or procedure. Okay, na? And you can extract the plain text, right? So this is about symmetric key cryptography. Here, this particular symmetric key cryptography is providing both authentication and the confidentiality, right? Authentication means only authorized sender knows this particular key K1. Sender is using secret key. That too, this particular key is known to sender and receiver only. So that's why authentication is provided, because authorized person is sending the information. But at the receiver side, generally confidentiality is provided, because the sender must get the confidence that receiver received successfully. Okay, na? And receiver must get the confidence that only sender is transmitted, only authorized or legitimate sender is transmitted that information. So that's why authentication is provided at sender side. Okay, na? Confidentiality is provided at receiver side, right? Authentication means only authorized person is sending the message. Confidentiality means only authorized receiver received the message, right? So in this scenario, we get both authentication and confidentiality, because both the parties, both sender and receiver, used secret keys, EK1 and EK1. Both are secret. These two keys are known to only sender and these two parties, right? Sender and receiver only. That's why we say that from this particular symmetric key cryptography, we get both confidentiality and authentication. So these two are very, very important principles of functionalities. Authentication and confidentiality are services, we call them, cryptographic algorithm services, right? Okay, now this is about symmetric key cryptography. And here, what are the terminologies we come across? I told you in previous video, right? One is plain text. What is plain text? Original message is plain text. Another one is ciphertext. What is ciphertext? Converted message is ciphertext. And three more over. One is sender anyway, receiver anyway, they must be present. Encryption algorithm. So this encryption algorithm is converting plain text into ciphertext with the help of key. And another terminal is decryption algorithm. This decryption algorithm is receiving ciphertext, and with the help of key, we convert ciphertext into plain text. And the next terminology is key, secret key. So this particular secret key is used by both sender and receiver. That too same key, right? If sender uses key K1, receiver must also use key K1. So that's why we call it as symmetric key cryptography or single key cryptography or secret key cryptography, because these two must be known to only sender and receiver. Only these two parties must know key K1, right? So that's why we can also call it as secret key cryptography, or we simply call it as conventional cryptography, conventional encryption, right, and decryption, right? Conventional cryptography. So like that, we can see about symmetric cryptography. Okay, this is all about symmetric cryptography. Thank you for watching my